This is a switch. It looks harmless, but officials say if you're caught with one, you'll face a lot of time. That's because it has the ability to turn a regular handgun into an automatic weapon.
Yes, three of those indicted in Fulton County were Republicans who were chosen to serve on a slate of electors that would have replaced a slate of Democratic electors.
Oh man, I'm excited to be here and just excited to see some of these views, like the Brooklyn Bridge behind me, which when it opened up back 140 years ago was the longest suspension bridge on the planet. But
the family has been doing everything they can to bring attention to this. They've even posted flyers like this one outside of the apartment complex where she was last seen. It has her information, her name, and even her height. All of this in hopes that someone with any info will come forward.
It's a bucket list item you may have, but Leanne Wilson and Rod Taylor decided to fulfill it as seniors. Today, they took to the skies.
Feeling confident that I'm going to get the adrenaline rush that I want.
Age is just a number.
At what point in this process is it at the point of no return?
When you're strapping into a new adventure.
Is there anything you're looking forward to in particular?
Coming out alive.
With your senior living community friend.
We're ready to go, ready to roll.
90-year-old Wilson and 73-year-old Taylor jumped at this opportunity at Skydive, Georgia, in memory of loved ones.
My husband, who was a career Marine officer, did go to the Army jump school. What I'm really doing it for is to prove that just because I'm 90 doesn't mean that I'm going to stop living.
It's always been on my bucket list to jump out of an airplane and float through the air and commune with the spirit of my father, who was in the 101st Airborne. He actually parachuted into Normandy on D-Day.
It's a leap of faith, a very tall one the grandfather of 10 and great-grandmother were able to do through their hardest senior living community.
And we're still here.
Leanne is an inspiration to us all. She's lived a long life. She
Were you
loved
scared?
her husband. Yeah, I was until I jumped out.
So is this a leap they would take again?
Not this week or next week.
she said not next week yet.
I'd rather get new knees first. But
Now that they check this item off their bucket list, Wilson and Taylor say they're on cloud 9 at 90 and 73 years old.
We are celebrating being alive.
Because age is just a number.
I'm just so proud to be doing it with you.
In Polk County, Paul Lucero, 11 Alive News.
Imagine getting a notification from your car that something isn't right. And when you come down to check on it, you realize you're being robbed and you get face to face with the burglar.
As I approached this vehicle, I stepped over here, passenger side. He points a gun at me. I spin this way around this car.
Asar Al describes the scary moments he confronted someone attempting to steal his car early Monday morning while it was parked inside the garage at MAA Centennial Park apartment complex.
The gate hasn't been fixed, and it's just open as if we're in the public streets. So intruders could come in at any moment and mess with whatever vehicles. Constant break-ins. They haven't done anything, haven't had security 24/7.
Al showed 11 Alive police reports showing he reported someone breaking into his car 4 different times in the past year. All happening, he says, after the gate broke.
They attempted to break into this vehicle as well, but this it's a double glass, so the glass on the outside is cracked.
APD crime data shows L isn't alone. Since May 2020, there have been 27 other crimes reported at the property, mostly robberies, motor vehicle thefts, and burglaries. So we went to MAA to get some answers. They told me they're frustrated too, that it's taken so long to fix the gate as a vendor struggles to get the parts. They've now made the decision to replace the gate completely in the next 6 weeks. But for L, the fix can't come soon enough.
Once I get it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, it's a little crazy to where I had a standoff with this dude. Either one of us could have gotten shot.
In addition to the gate, we're told this camera, which is right above the site of the attempted burglary, is not working. Officials say it's new and they're currently working to connect it. Bobeth Yates, 11 Alive News.
Underneath the carvings of Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson, 2 sides faced off Saturday,
No justice! No peace!
each with different ideas of how to best remember a pivotal moment in history.
We're honoring the soldiers, sailors, Marines, and civilians who served the Confederate government, as well as the civilians who suffered during the War for Southern Independence.
Martin O'Toole with the Georgia Division of the Sons of Confederate Veterans says his group was there to honor the dead.
We're not interested in talking about the negatives. We're only interested in appealing to the positives and asking people to become more than they already are.
Just last year, the group was denied a permit for the event. Today, they were met with opposition. Before the gathering on Saturday afternoon, the NAACP and other groups released statements urging the permit to be revoked.
That's a strict violation of the First Amendment.
Brian Pittman sees it differently.
Why would you memorialize people? These are people who owned slaves, who stood for things that we realize today should have been intolerable and never stood for.
Pittman joined members of the NAACP and the Stone Mountain Action Coalition, who arrived as things got underway. He says this event and others like it only cause more pain.
We can't ignore the trauma that has happened over 300 years ago with slavery, because we still live with that trauma. We still have innate habits that black people are born with that we have to deal with.
Leaving emotions open and wounds unhealed. In Stone Mountain, Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.